here at the U.S. Lacrosse National Convention, joined by Hall of Fame coach Richie Moran. He's here representing Irish Lacrosse Foundation. And Coach, just tell us a little bit about what you got going on here right now.
Well, it's an opportunity for us to sell apparel with the benefits going back to Ireland for youth programs in Ireland. And our objective, starting in 2004, is to do as much as possible to help with the development of lacrosse in Ireland. So we have a national men's team. We have a development team, which was, believe it or not, coached by Mike Daly, who won a championship at Tufts. So we actually got a hold of Mike before the championship glamour came across. But Mike has done a tremendous job with the development team. And then we have a women's team who has played in the European Games and also the World Games, the World Cup. So they've done a remarkable job of helping develop the sport in Ireland. And our objective, all of us are volunteers, our objective is to get the game to Ireland. Last time it was played in Ireland was 1933. And in 1933, the Gaelic Athletic Association disbanded a lot of sports in Ireland, especially those that would compete against England. So we're trying to mend the fences and bring a sport to Ireland, which I personally believe their youth and adults would thoroughly enjoy. There's a number of sports in Ireland, but they're sort of limited. And I think anytime you put a stick in an Irishman's hand, you're going to get great results.
Why is this such a campaign for you? Something that you've been involved with for so long now, but I mean, it's still in its infancy, and yet you seem to have more energy for it than ever. Why is Irish lacrosse so important to you?
Well, my mother was from Ireland. My mother was born in Clare, and my dad was born in Sligo. I'm the last of 8 children. And when I was in college, my dream was always to get a chance to send my parents back to Ireland. Now, Second World War came, and I had 5 brothers in the Second World War. So it didn't allow me to have my brothers send them over because you couldn't travel during the Second World War. So my dream was to get them back, and was to get out of college, get a good job, send them back. Well, it never materialized, and they passed away. And I sort of vowed that I'd like to do something for Ireland. I've always been involved with the Irish-American Partnership, which is designed for education in Ireland for youth. So when this lacrosse opportunity came about, as well, that's a great gift back to my parents. And that's why I got totally involved in it. Plus,
a great story.
I think my wife really wanted me to get some kind of hobby. And I didn't want to be a carpenter, and I didn't want to be a plumber, and I didn't want to redo the porch. So working with this program has been beautiful.
Well, you're never too far removed from Cornell lacrosse either.
No, definitely not.
And, you know, obviously a lot of change there in the off-season. New head coach, but a guy who's been with the program and was groomed by Jeff Tambroni, and once Jeff left for Penn State, Ben DeLuca steps up.
Exactly.
What do you think about the hands that the Big Red are in right now?
You know, it's interesting. Dave Petramala came in after I was coaching. The redesign, when I say redesign, people talk about rebuilding, developing. The redesign was, he had an opportunity to bring some good players in, which was great. Jeff followed that up because he was familiar with the program. But Ben DeLuca, believe it or not, I recruited Ben. Ben played for me for 2 years. The continuity is very important in athletics. You know, they talk about this guy moving here, that guy moving there. Well, the continuity will be there because Ben's familiar with the program for at least 12 years, 4 as an undergraduate, 8 as a coach. Now, he brought in 2 outstanding assistants. I've traveled with Jeff to a couple conventions. Excuse me, not with Jeff. That's a slip. With Ben to a couple conventions.
Sure.
And, you know, his enthusiasm is solid. Recruiting, I don't think he's going to meet. He's not going to skip a beat. The continuity of play, his specialty was defense. The old cliche, defense wins games. And he certainly developed some great defensive plans over the years. And the 2 assistant coaches he have are excellent offensive people. So I'm rooting for Ben, I'm rooting for Jeff, because Jeff and I became very close friends, still are. In fact, believe it or not, I'm a member of the Penn State Booster Lacrosse program.
Oh, no.
So I want to see him do well, because, you know, while Jeff was at Cornell, you know, it was unfortunate. He had a tragedy losing George Berardi. And we talk about tragedies and how it connects with various people. There's a dinner in New York, the George Berardi dinner, which is called the 21 dinner. It was George's number. This dinner has raised over the last 9 years close to about $1.5 million,
Wow.
which goes for various programs dealing with Teach America. Now, we lost George, but through the efforts of his teammates and people like Jeff Tambroni, that memory will never cease. To me, that's one of the greatest things about athletics, is that people will step forward to make it better for other people. And sure enough, losing George was a heartbreak. And it was tough on Jeff, very tough. Tough on George's teammates. But the beauty of it is 300 people will meet in New York on the 29th of January to celebrate George's life. That's what this game's all about. It's a continuous celebration of wonderful things. You know, whether it be the Creators game, watching Alfie Jock do sticks here at the exhibit, or watching people come up and say, I played against you 35 years ago. You know, so I believe in the fountain of youth. So I'm enjoying that fountain.
Looks like you got it. What about Cornell on the field? Not to, tough transition there, but as far as what do you think they'll do this year, just from a lacrosse standpoint? Roy, obviously Rob Pinnell is a player that's well established. Right. Are there any other guys that you're excited about?
Well, there's a lot of players that got a lot of playing experience last year. Mm-hmm. They might not have been in a statistical column, but they got a lot of playing experience. That usually helps you develop for the following year. Mm-hmm. David Lau is much stronger, quicker. We're going to definitely miss Hurley. Hurley was quite a player. See, people don't realize his physical strength offset a lot of defensive coverage. Rob is, we talk about the quarterbacks that are getting ready for the pro games that are coming up. Well, he's the quarterback of that unit. Mm-hmm. We have some freshmen that are going to have to step up. Our speed is probably going to be better than we had last year, but I have not seen the team. I was away in the fall, so I didn't see the team function, except what I'm hearing. And they have great competition in the goal. They have a young man that came from Darien, Connecticut, that is going to give A.J. Fiore great competition. And my belief is, if you're going to have competition in the goal, you're going to have somebody that's going to be on their toes all the time. So I'm hoping, for Ben's sake, I'm hoping for the Cornell program's sake, that it really works out well.
Well, we're looking to see.
I love Cornell, as you know, and I really enjoy with the Irish program, and I love what U.S. Lacrosse is doing.
Well, for your sake, you better hope it's not a Cornell-Penn State final, because then you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
I would probably have to hide my Penn State Booster Club membership, but if that's a final, that means two men who I know personally accomplished an outstanding goal, and that's to reach for the golden ring.
That's another take on it.
It's a wonderful thing.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.